ukinisumbua, utaona vile nitakutumia vitu. Mtaona vile nitafanya na utajua kama ni mimi. Nilisikia harufu ya moshi. Sijui ni ndege ama ni gari, mtu ameshomekea ndani jana. Na kama amuja.
Now, the death of General Ogola is still speculating all over the internet, and it's bringing a lot of questions, and a lot of people are asking a lot of questions. Not only questions, but people are bringing a lot of assumptions. There is this video of Jeremiah Kioni talking about this issue of General Ogola's death, and he was asking a lot of questions that we know, and he was saying that this death reminds me of the 3 words that were said.
The very sad and tragic death of General Francis Omondi Ogola, a fine general who has served to secure us from external aggression as Kenyans for a period of over 42 years, reminds me of statements that have been issued in the recent past of Mambo ni Matatu, a very unfortunate statement. A statement that he tried to overthrow my win, and we still await an explanation as to what that meant. It reminds me of the death of Tom Mboya, of the death of Honorable Robert Ouko, the death of Othiambo Bai, Dr. Othiambo Bai, the death of Chris Musando, the death of Jacob Juma. It reminds me of the death of over 70 young Luo men who were killed last year during demonstrations for the sole reason that they said that their sufurias were empty. The cost of living is unbearable. It reminds me of the attempted killing of the former Prime Minister, Raila Amolo Odinga. And this brings us to a situation where we must ask ourselves some very difficult questions and a very difficult conversation that we must have as a country. This is a very high price for one tribe in Kenya, the Luo community, to pay. It's a time to say enough is enough.
And also this issue, the words that were spoken by
the Chief of Defense Forces on board the Kenya Air Force Hiwi helicopter had left Nairobi this morning to visit troops deployed in the North Rift under the Operation Maliza Uhalifu, and to also inspect the ongoing school renovation works in the following schools: Jesitet Primary School, Cheptulel High School, Chepoton Primary School, Ksa Primary School, and Saplimoi Primary School. As part of his working tour, the CDF had been briefed on the security situation by a multi-agency team stationed at Chesitet in Baringo County, after which he proceeded to the Kainuk Forward Operating Base in the Turkana County, where he addressed troops, commending them for their resilience and operational success. The Chief of Defense Forces and his entourage departed from Kainuk to Chesegon in West Pokot County, where he launched the rehabilitation of Cheptulel Boys High School. He then departed Chesegon for the Recruits Training School in Wasingishu County, where he was scheduled to inspect construction facilities at the institution. Unfortunately, the aircraft crashed shortly after takeoff.
try to connect that statement with yesterday's event, you'll come to a conclusion that he knows what really happened. But we have to understand something, that this is just a man of God. He was just talking for the sake, because the way he was being mistreated by the government. He felt like, no, let me just speak my mind. And this is something that happened long time ago. We can't connect it with what happened yesterday. That is Pastor Nganga. And you heard what William Ruto also said. William Ruto said that he gave General Ogola a job to do because of this video is also bringing a lot of attention, is attracting a lot of attention.
I appointed General Ogola. General Ogola is among the people who went to Bomas to try and overturn my victory. Do you know that? But because when I looked at his CV, he was the best person to be general. I called him and I sat him down. I told him, my friend, you went to Bomas to try and overturn my victory. But because you are the best person to be general, I'm going to give you the job. That is how it works with me. That's why I told you, if a person has the qualification, if he is the best for the job, I will give him the job.
But that is the military. There's a code of conduct for the military and how politics works in Kenya, Mr. President.
Let me tell you, my friend, I had the opportunity. I could have appointed anybody. I had, I think, 10 choices. I didn't have to. You know, there are people who say, oh, you know, William Ruto appointed Ogola because he was the deputy CDF. That's not the case. I made the decision consciously. And I made the decision against the advice of many people. Many people told me, you should not give this, you should not reward this kind of behavior.
Okay.
But, you know, I also must be sensitive. What exercised my mind? This gentleman has a good track record. And in fact, when I spoke to him, and it's not something that I should be talking about, but because you have asked a good question. What exercised my mind is, this gentleman, yes, he may have made a mistake. Maybe because the commander-in-chief that time told him what to do. Maybe he... And when I talked to him, he told me, I have no defense. He told me, I have no defense. You do with me whatever you want. I cannot defend. It was wrong. What I did was wrong. Yeah? I am also conscious